Meet the most shameless pope in history. He was born in 815 AD and became pope at a very young age after the previous pope resigned. He took the name Pope John, but his family name was Formosus. And boy, did he start off his papacy with a bang. While the previous pope was traveling through France, he had a vision that an angel told him to make a pilgrimage to Rome and anoint the new pope with holy oil. So as soon as he got to Rome, he went straight to the Vatican and poured holy oil on the very young pope. But that wasn't enough. You see, according to legend, when the oil touched Pope John's shoulder, it flowed down his arm and into the shoulder of a cardinal who was standing right next to him. The cardinal's name was Sergio, and he immediately began to levitate. Like, what the fuck? The entire crowd began to panic as they watched the cardinal float above the ground. And then, Pope John shouted, "Stop the madness!" The levitation stopped, and the cardinal landed back on the ground. Everyone was super confused, but Pope John told them not to worry because this was all an elaborate ruse he concocted to test their faith. He told them he was troubled by the low amount of donations to the church, and so he decided to fake a miracle to encourage people to give more money. And you know what? It worked like a charm. People loved the stunt and started giving the church loads of cash. But not everyone was happy. Some people thought it was wrong to fake a miracle, especially the guy who was actually levitating. As Sergio began to investigate, he discovered that there were no angels or miracles involved. It was all just a trick. The cardinal had managed to secretly attach weights to his shoulders, which would make him incredibly uncomfortable to wear. But he did it anyway, because he was a good actor and didn't want to ruin the illusion. When Sergio confronted Pope John about it, the Pope basically said, "Dude, you're ruining the church. I need you to do this again for the greater good." But the cardinal refused. As you might have guessed, this led to a massive argument, and the cardinal eventually wrote a letter to the king telling him that his brother, the Pope, was a fraud. The king was furious and brought the Pope to trial. During the trial, the Pope tried to convince everyone that he wasn't guilty. But the more he spoke, the more it became clear that he was, in fact, guilty. At one point, he even tried to blame the cardinal, saying that the cardinal had attached the weights to his own shoulders and then blamed the Pope for making him do it. In the end, the Pope was found guilty and sentenced to house arrest in a monastery. He spent the remainder of his life there, writing letters to pretty much anyone he could think of, begging them to come and set him free. Sadly, the church would go on to elect another horrible pope after this. To learn more about him, stay tuned.